This is a long-awaited review. Ever since the Tesla came out, we have been dying to review one, and finally, we have the opportunity. Tesla kind of took the automotive industry by storm. Their approach to building cars is more akin to a tech company like Apple than companies that have been around for hundreds of years with their typical manufacturing process. They don't use dealerships, and of course, they're all electric, don't look like a cheese wedge, and are, and in some cases, extremely, extremely fast.
So the model here we're driving is the 2015 Model S 85D. So the number 85 stands for 85 kilowatts. D is the dual motor. You'll notice it's missing P, so it's not the crazy all-out performance model. This one will still has 422 horsepower, which is
not bad.
Quite a bit. And because of the nature of electric motors, you get max torque at 0 RPM.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
And it does 60 in 4.2 seconds. Oh, that was sweet.
That feels faster than 4.2. Wow.
This is actually my first time ever in a Tesla while moving.
Oh, awesome. So interesting with the driving experience. Obviously, we've driven a lot of cars, but instantly this is very different because you've got the brake regeneration. So the instant you take your foot off the pedal, the car slows down really quickly.
Whoa, yeah.
Like it's got serious engine braking. That's not touching the brake at all. And
That's
I could probably almost come to a stop.
Yeah.
And you're always in the perfect gear because there are no gears.
Single
and
you've
got instant torque at 0 RPM. So
that is legit fast.
That is fast.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so like you said, P stands for performance. If you get an 85D, it's the dual motor with 85 kilowatts.
Which is pretty important in a climate like this.
Absolutely. So they didn't initially come out with the dual motor that was released, and when they came out with that, they had the P85D, which was ridiculous.
Yes.
Slightly under 3 seconds,
now,
0 to 60.
And
now they have the P100D with ludicrous mode updated, which does 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds.
Critically, that is faster than Lamborghini Huracan, and that is all that matters.
It is, unfortunately, faster. I'm sure after 60, another characteristic of electric motors is they kind of burn out. They're optimized for lower speeds as of the technology right now. So when you step on the gas at 100 miles an hour, it's going to get destroyed by a car that has a similar quarter-mile time or 0 to 60 time. But
gearing.
Off the line, my God, from a standstill, is this thing good.
I can't imagine like a P100D.
It's pretty nuts.
This feels pretty intense.
I've been in a P90D, not the 100, but it was pretty, like, the 0 to 30 is faster than anything I've ever experienced. So we're coming up on a stop sign here.
Okay.
It's got a lot of features that are very similar to Mercedes, and that is because
the same parts.
They source a lot of the parts from that. So one thing is, I'm at a stop sign, press and hold the gas pedal down all the way, activates hold so I can release it, then floor the gas. Whoa.
That's cool.
Fun.
It makes an interesting noise too. It's just like the futuristic. Yeah, this is.
The stock to select it into drive is mounted on the steering column. Came from an E-Class.
It's literally a Mercedes part.
I recognize the window controls on the side as well as the mirrors. That's also from a Mercedes.
So, kind of talking the interior, it is extremely clean and simple, but bordering upon too Spartan. It's very basic. It is sort of dominated by that giant 17-inch touchscreen, which is impressive. It's beautiful. It reacts pretty quickly. The configurations and the graphics are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's huge. But if you look at the door, there's a window switch and a door handle. That is it. There's not a cup holder, there's a little sculpted armrest, not a button for unlocking. There's literally nothing on this entire door panel.
And this car is spec'd. It's fully optioned other than, I think, the rear child seat or rear-facing seats. Yeah, you can have 7 people in this car, 5 here and 2 in the back if you want. And it's
106.
It's 106.
So
think about some of the cars we've driven for that money and the interior.
Yes.
A lot better than this.
It is very usable because of the lack of a transmission and the way the batteries and everything are packaged. There's just giant space right in the middle here, and you're driving so aggressively I can't actually talk about the car.
With these sunroofs, which are gorgeous, you also get an extra few inches of headroom, which is really nice. The owner had a loaner car that didn't have that, and he was really frustrated with the lack of headroom. The car drives well. It accelerates at a very impressive rate. the steering is decent. You've got different modes, comfort, sport, and standard, but it's still a really heavy car. 4,600, 4,800.
Yeah, they get the dual motors.
So it changes directions well. It corners relatively flat, but it's not something like a Porsche Panamera.
So this has the air suspension, so it's got, you can change the ride height from low, standard, high, and very high. I think they ran out of...
Yeah, let's not put it at very high.
And then, you can jack up, adjust speed, automatic lowering as you're increasing your speed. I mean, this has a lot of cool technology.
There's so much customizability in the main screen here, and it looks beautiful as well. It's not just a button to change the ride height. You get a picture of the car. Oh my god, that's
cool. It's a scrolling... Oh, it's cold.
Yep, it's too cold. Close it! Close it!
Ah! Close. That's cool.
Yeah,
it's a scrolling
scroll.
bar. Why is it stuck at 40? Close. Okay, it's closed. Cold weather, the heated seat displays, all 3 seats in the back are heated, steering wheel's heated. It does have luxury car features.
Absolutely. So let's talk about other things that come along with a Tesla. Obviously, it's electric. You have no money spent on gas. The MPGe is obviously really high. Supercharging. It is an awesome feature that currently is free for all Tesla owners.
It will not be for that much longer.
Yeah, that is very true. And you can charge your car to 50% battery in just 20 minutes.
Correct.
You are used to, with a gasoline engine, being able to fill your car in 2 minutes. So 20 is something you really need to schedule
That's still
around.
pretty dang good compared to what older electric cars have to deal with.
Absolutely.
And again, like Parker said, it's free. And the network, Tesla's built a massive network of these superchargers. Yes, distribution varies depending where you live. If you're in California, there's a ton more than if you live in Iowa, because if you live in Iowa, you're kind of screwed either way. But there is...
What?
People have
I'm
driven...
sorry, everyone in Ohio who are subscribers.
I said Iowa.
I know, I said Iowa. Oh, maybe I said Ohio. Well, I'm not sorry for Ohio.
Fuck
the Buckeyes.
People have driven across the country from like New York to LA using only the supercharger network. There is a trip planner app essential that lets you route your trip in accordance to the superchargers available. So, are you trusting out autopilot?
Yeah, I'm doing autopilot. Keep going with your...
No, I want to watch this.
All right, so I've activated autopilot. You activate it in a very similar way as Mercedes Distronic Plus by pulling back a stalk that's below the turning indicator. It shows me the Model S inside the lanes. There's 2 blue lines on either side.
Graphics are amazing.
Interestingly, it restricted me to 40 miles an hour. I'm not sure what the deal there was, but it's working. Oh, maybe because the speed limit is 35.
So it won't let you go more than 5 over the speed limit?
That's dumb.
The speed limit is 35 allegedly.
Auto steer, speed restricted.
Oh.
So this is working really well. Usually cars that have lane keep assist, they're good on the freeway because the lines are consistent and you don't have tight radius turns. But this has gaps in the lines for driveways and turnoffs, and it's still
doing quite. Usually, and what I've discovered, lane keep assist cars, they kind of drive like you're drunk. They like go from one end, it's like, oh, there's a lane here, I gotta go back this way, and they overcorrect. You kind of just keep weaving back and forth in the lane.
Honestly, it's kind of a self-conscious thing. I'm afraid to use it on my car sometimes because it weaves from side to side, and that doesn't look good, especially if it's a Friday night and you're just trying to take a relaxing drive home, and I'm not trying to get pulled over.
This is the key.
Key is nice.
It's very cool. It's a little Tesla. I like. You can unlock it, and how does it? I don't know how it works actually.
It's a little plasticky, and by that I mean the entire thing is plastic, so it's a lot plasticky. But, it's cool. It looks like a Tesla.
It definitely is
very cool. How can you
cool.
hate that?
I like keys shaped like the cars.
Yeah, like Pagani's.
Yes, I do like that one.
So, in terms of range and performance, it does have some downsides, namely, it gets the maximum range pretty much only in optimal conditions.
Correct.
If you go up and down hills, or you drive on the freeway a lot, this is very different than a gas car where your best miles per gallon might be 55 or 65 miles an hour. You're going to get the best equivalent fuel economy electric range in the city as opposed to on the highway. You're going to get less, and temperature is a big deal. It's cold right now, and batteries do not do well in the cold.
When it's on like 32 degrees and under, he said he would noticeably lose 25 to 30% of his range, which is quite significant.
Yeah. And also another thing, chances are you're not buying this to be a performance track car. If you are, maybe reconsider. But lapping these, just because they have the stats, you know, 0 to 60 in crazy times for the P100D, and it supposedly handles really well, though, I mean, it's okay. It's adequate. They will overheat if you lap them several times.
Batteries,
I mean, it's a Corvette Z06, so if your street speed 717, you might as well get a P100D too. You can have all overheating cars. Speaking of overheating, these, I've got a heated steering wheel and heated seats in the back too. It works really well. It's freezing outside, and I feel great in here.
Somebody's going to comment, if it's freezing outside, why are you wearing a t-shirt? Because I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Well, because he was wearing a jacket, and then he took his jacket off.
Yes, that is what
it is a possibility.
I mean, I feel like the graphics and rendering is on par with the best
of
the luxury cars out there.
Maybe even better.
Yeah, which fits Tesla because, I mean, they're a tech company, essentially.
Yeah, no, in terms of the infotainment, this is like the best of the best.
Exactly.
Which is in stark contrast to the Lexus we're driving this week, which has a terrible...
From when I was 8.
Yeah, for real.
Damn, that is impressive.
Yeah, it is.
That is, and this is just a regular one.
Yeah.
Electric cars are cool.
They are
This
cool.
is very, very cool.
Yeah, why didn't you get this instead of your
Oh,
i8?
shut up.
For the people who make that comment, this is a 4-door sedan.
It's not a comparable
not a
comparison.
2-door sports car.
One of the coolest things about the Tesla, is over-the-air updates, software updates. So again, this is a very technologically advanced vehicle, and they have enabled it to essentially be updated via Wi-Fi. And you leave it in your garage, and they send updates that have included forward collision warning, adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning. They had to fix some recall issue where you never even had to take the car into the dealership.
Yeah, or adding performance modes that make your car
Yeah,
faster.
that one's cool too. Yeah,
so that's literally the manufacturer going, yeah, I'm all right with you tuning the car.
Yeah.
Let's make it more powerful.
Let's do it over the.
You
let's do it over your router.
sacrifice some fuel economy, but it's going to work
Fuel
better.
economy, electron economy, This is so smooth. It rides really well
rides
too.
Really well.
It's got
and
probably the air suspension does a very good job.
And
of that.
the isolation from the road is fantastic. There's like really no wind or road noise.
Man, this is.
I'm pretty impressed.
sweet.
Wow. Wow.
That's
awesome.
yeah.
After seeing what they did with the restyling of the
Correct.
front, they improved it a ton. I don't really like that circular black-looking penguin
The thing is,
face.
I think the reason it did that penguin face was because people are so used to having a grill on their vehicle.
Yeah.
They didn't want to go so styling-wise. And the reason a grill exists is for airflow, because you have an engine up there in most cars. And then on the new one, they're like, wait a second, we don't have an engine. We don't need that. So they just sculpted the nose to be smooth, and I think it looks a lot better.
It looks a lot better.
I think they missed out on an opportunity when they were designing this vehicle to make it more futuristic and radical to fit what type of vehicle it was. They went a little too conventional because they didn't want, I don't know why they wanted to step too far out of the envelope or something. But, I mean, it was the world's first, like, pretty successful pure electric vehicle. They could have gone crazy. Like, look at what the Fisker Karma looks like.
Yeah, so I mean, the Fisker Karma was an epic failure in terms of quality control.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, that feels nice. But that was designed by Henrik Fisker. It looks absolutely incredible. I've never been a huge fan of the way these look. There's some wheel options that look really nice, and the front on the newer one looks fantastic. But overall, I mean, it's finally a decent looking, really good performing electric car as a very viable alternative for car enthusiasts to actually opt for an all-electric vehicle instead of an internal combustion engine.
What are the compromises? Supercharging has made charging kind of not as big of an issue. Yeah. Some of these have legitimate range. It's fast. Like, this is not even the top of the end model. This is actually very fast. Practicality's got all of that. Usability. It is a great all-around car. I mean, I could see people cross-shopping this legitimately against Mercedes and Audis and stuff like that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I am extremely impressed. Think about how long Tesla's been around. Ignore the Roadster. That was such a low volume type of thing. And then you look at the number of orders for the Model 3 that came in on the first day. It was unbelievable. So it just kind of shows that Tesla's doing things really well, and people know about Teslas, and they respect it, and they're very interested in where they're going. And after driving this, I understand exactly why.
Elon Musk is a genius.
He is a genius.
A genius is an understatement. Yeah. All right, so overall things we love about it.
Center screen is awesome.
The infotainment and the graphics are just
It's
out
amazing.
of this world. It's
Clarity.
better than any other car.
The
basically.
color matches the paint on the displays of the little car, the doors
Yeah.
opening, like everything graphics wise is amazing.
Technology, I mean, this car, you can use Summon and it can drive itself into your garage.
And they keep pushing it further and further. The new Model X, it can open the door on its own and close it on its own as you approach the car.
And performance-wise, the torque off the line is insane.
Yes.
And even not off the line, it's awesome.
422 horsepower is quite a lot.
Yes, it is.
That's a good amount.
Things we don't like, interior
little
could
bit
be
boring
much
and
better.
cheaper,
Exterior styling is a little bit boring.
Yes.
And depending upon your living situation,
It could be annoying.
It could be difficult based on location with charging this thing.
Yes,
So
if you don't-
it's not for everyone. Whereas anybody can go out and buy a gasoline car because, well, there's gas stations everywhere.
Yes.
But not everybody. Of course, this is really expensive, but pretend it wasn't. Not everybody can do that just purely based on the situation of where they're located,
Yes.
whether there's supercharger stations, whether their house can even have a power supply installed,
Higher level of
or
charging,
they're in an apartment complex that doesn't have the capability of that. I hope you found this video informative. We really like this car.
Yes.
Please follow us on Instagram at Vehicle Virgins. The link is in the description below. Look forward to seeing you next video.
Yeah.